Ah! Lightning strikes, sporting debacles, and stretch injuries are just the beginning. Get ready to laugh and head under the sea with me, because today we are reacting to some of the wildest medical scenes and injuries from SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's dive right in.
Okay, well, it's been nice knowing you, but you have got to go now. Okay, out we go. Oh, that kind of hurts. Come on. Oh, that really hurts. Oh, barnacles, this hurts. Bookshelf manatees, this is painful.
It's actually easier if somebody else does it for you. If you say it's your thumb, you can do a whole nerve block. That way the thumb is anesthetized, there's no feeling to it, and then you can actually get it out of there.
Okay, you're tough, you're smart, you are charming, but you are still no match for me. Look, a bald eagle with a mustache.
Ah! So, why is it not coming out? It could be embedded into the bone if it's that sharp and deep, or it could have like barbs on the underside, so it's actually preventing it from coming out.
Quick flick of the wrist and...
Quick! Oh, man! We fall on our face by accident, bang our head. Typically, our brow gets hit first, and you get a deep laceration in there. We could sew it right back up. Literally, we don't have to shave your eyebrows. We can clean the area and then suture it closed with making sure that the eyelashes don't get into the wound itself.
Come back, Squidward! Don't do this!
Will you stop shaking it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A lava pit, 1300 to 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot. You got to get it off of you fast. The first degree, it's just like red, like a sunburn. Second degree burn starts to blister. Third degree burn, it like chars the tissue. It can be white, could be black, and it's actually not painful anymore. And then you can get fourth degree burn. You're burning away muscles and bones and just really high temperatures. You don't see those very often. You think about compression fractures to the cervical spine, injury to the brain, fractured skull. Call 911, they'll actually put you in a cervical collar just to prevent you from moving. Landing on the pelvic bone in that area is very painful. You can cause a fracture, you can hit your private parts, which are very sensitive and very painful. So a lot of traumas can happen and a lot of swelling can happen down there. What is happening?
No, 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 no!
People can be crushed. There's a lot of injuries that occur, especially in industries where there's like presses and different types of machines where people actually can get caught and crushed. We actually worry not just about the fracture, but the soft tissue. When you have a bad crush injury, you increase the risk of having compartment syndrome, especially in a limb. How is it still intact? Back in the day, medieval times, they actually used a device called the rack, which actually ended up stretching the body, which would cause dislocation of joints, and then if it was pulled even harder and harder and harder, it increased the risk of the limbs being ripped off and just bleeding everywhere. He's got a lot of bruises, but it looks like he's still intact. I understand it's not a human body. Still, you'd expect some other trauma or damage to the character. Oh, man! Why is the brain on the top and the bottom? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments. SpongeBob got put back together somehow. Why do these ankles look like horrible tomatoes? People will come to the emergency department all the time with a big swollen joint. One, we take good history. The other is sometimes when it's so swollen, we can actually take fluid out of that joint and take that fluid, send it to the lab. They can look it under a microscope, and sometimes you can tell if there's crystals, pseudocrystals, what type of cell count is in them. And sometimes the doctor, as they take fluid out, will actually inject an anesthetic into the joint, which will make the ankle, the foot, the toe, wherever we're injecting, to feel a lot better. Oh man, car accidents have occurred where people get pinned in the car or the car against a wall and they're in between, and they're typically okay until you take off that pressure, and then all of a sudden you're bleeding out, your blood pressure drops, you get this thing called hypovolemic shock, where you're losing blood, you're not pumping enough, your blood pressure dropping, your heart rate's going up, you become altered. If it's not treated right away, it can cause cardiovascular collapse and you'll potentially die.
Just really let me have it.
Just remember, Squidward, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you.
So funny. Sometimes you hear this quote, like at the hospital, whatever procedure we're going to do, it's gonna be painful. I will actually say, like, this is just as much painful as for me as it is for you, but only to make like light of the situation.
Okay, let me just memorize.
Oh!
Hey, I wasn't ready.
Oh!
Would you mind waiting till I...
What is he trying to fix?
You're starting to look like your old self again. Nope, still too handsome.
I don't know what they were trying to fix, but that amount of trauma to your face can break a nose, nosebleed, swelling. Those are things you worry about.
Never thought I'd have to use this pepper spray.
Pepper, oh! Causes burning, pain, redness of the eyes, excess tearing of the eyes. Typically, you see in the news people are using milk. The best thing to use is actually Johnson's baby shampoo. Oh no, oh no. Oh! Oh! You gotta be really careful. You got the barb. A lot of times they'll go through the tissue and they're a hook. So what'll end up happening is you really can't pull it back out. What you do is push it through so it comes out the other side, cut the barb piece off, and then reverse the tracks and get it out of it. And then you always have to worry about it. Has it been in the water? What type of microorganisms do you have to worry about? The potential infections that could occur. Oh! There's lightning in the seawater? I don't think so. But lightning injuries are very interesting because that's a DC, that's a direct current type of energy. Obviously, it can cause cardiac arrhythmias, VFib, asystole. Basically, your heart can just stop. You go into all these different cardiac abnormalities.
Now here comes
Bull on the horn. You gotta be really careful. You can actually dislocate joints pretty easily. Once you've dislocated a joint once, it can happen again a little bit easier each subsequent time. So if it continues to happen, you definitely need to see an orthopedic surgeon. Oh, he's okay. Oh my God. The golf injuries that we ended up seeing a lot of times in the emergency department are from the golf ball itself, because it's spinning at such a fast rate that it actually will hit the tissue if it's the bare tissue, and it'll actually spin it off and almost deglove it and cause a laceration. All right, SpongeBob, so good. We haven't done it in so long. That was very entertaining. I forgot how funny it is. Don't forget, limited run merch. Check out the link in the description below before it runs out. If you guys enjoyed that, definitely check out this playlist right here. Binge watch everything. And I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.